Hello, and welcome to this video with Shannon Live. Crazy them because you don't know how it's going to turn out.
My kids empowered me to get out.
What's going on with this remote learning and in the midst of COVID?
Working for different elected officials, learning and understanding how to put the community first.
Hello, and welcome to the show. Hello there, ladies. How y'all doing? Listen, girl, these scandals things that's going on now, they're hot tonight. But before we get into the show, I'd like to tell the audience about a gospel show that's going to be coming to town on May 10th. Wow. And we got our promoter joining us tonight, Miss June Rogers.
Hello, everyone. Hi.
Hello there, June. How you doing?
Hey.
So you got a couple of minutes to tell the audience about this hot gospel program that's coming on May 10th.
Yes.
Celebration of Mom, your mother, Sister Kara Rogers.
Yes.
How many years is this?
This is 35 years of promoting gospel music. Yes. And this is her first appreciation celebration. So we want to make it an amazing experience for her.
And we see all these hot gospel groups you got coming. My favorite group on there is the Mighty Clouds of Joy.
Oh, yes. We have the Mighty Clouds of Joy. We have the Gospel Legends from South Carolina. Spencer Taylor and the Highway QCs. He's 97 years old now, and he's a legend in quartet gospel music. And we have the McDonald Sisters from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Yours truly, June and the Zionettes. We have the Joy Boys from the Glory Boys, from New Jersey, Adoration. Tyrese Hall from Connecticut. And so many more. And we're just expecting an amazing time in the Lord and just excitement and celebration.
Let me tell you, I go every year that y'all have the gospel program, and I'm telling y'all, if you're listening tonight, you do not want to miss this gospel program.
It sounds like a good show.
It really is. We try to bring the best in traditional quartet gospel music to New York, and she's been doing it for 30 years, and we just love it. It's our ministry. We love to, celebrate the Lord in music ministry, and it's just it's a sensational experience. So if you're not busy, come out May 10th, Brooklyn, New York, Christ Fellowship. If you need any ticket information, you can call 516-507-4505, and we'll get you that information immediately.
And all the numbers are on the flyer that you can call to get tickets if you need it. So call, don't forget to call if you want tickets. So we'll see you on May 10th. So thank you, Ms. June. We'll see you then.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you. God bless.
Take care now.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, y'all better make sure you get your tickets to go see this group now, because they be hot now. This is a hot gospel show. If you want to shout and give God glory, make sure you be there. Okay.
I know you're not going to miss it.
No, I'm not missing my Mighty Clouds of Joy. And those sisters from North Carolina too. Now those girls are bad too. They bad too. Wow. I'm telling you. Yeah. So don't miss it. Y'all go get your tickets and stuff. So look, now let's get to this juicy hot stuff. Now, what is it gonna take? What is it gonna take? Now we're talking about Shannon Sharpe.
Let's get to the latest news, and it's involving Mr. Shannon Sharpe, who announced yesterday that he would be stepping away from ESPN and ESPN's First Take, my daytime job, at least until the NFL preseason, sometime later on this summer. As you may recall, a lawsuit was filed against Shannon on Sunday by a woman using the name Jane Doe, or using the Jane Doe pseudonym. The 13-page civil complaint filed in Nevada alleged that Shannon Sharpe committed assault, sexual assault, battery, and sexual battery. Shannon and his attorneys responded with evidence of the relationship being, quote unquote, consensual. And Jane Doe's attorney, Tony Busby, responded by releasing audio of an alleged conversation between his client and Shannon. For those that don't know, Tony Busby is the same attorney that filed the lawsuit against Jay-Z and Diddy, alleging they both sexually assaulted a minor, which has since been withdrawn. Jay-Z has now countersued Busby, Needless to say, the headlines this week took on a life of their own, and as a result, Shannon announced he was stepping away from ESPN. Here's a portion of Shannon's statement that he posted on social media. Quote, "I will be devoting this time to my family and responding and dealing with these false and disruptive allegations set against me. I plan to return to ESPN at the start of the NFL preseason. I sincerely appreciate the overwhelming and ongoing support I have received from my family, fans, friends, and colleagues." End quote.
Oh my gosh. We're always stepping down. We're always going to spend time with the family now when we get in trouble or whatever. Like, when are we going to, not we, when are they going to learn that you would put your career that you built from 10, 15, 20, 30 years on the line for some, I don't even want to say what.
I mean, listen, I have to say, I don't believe the extent of the allegations, but I'm going to keep it real because this is keeping it real with Shannon, right? If you play in the snow, this is your outcome. I don't know how many times they got to tell them to stop playing in the snow and get yourself together.
I'm with you, Tim. This is not the first rodeo. We've been hearing about these stories over year after year after year. You would think somebody would step back and say, "Well, it may not be me today, but can it be me tomorrow?"
And it will be you tomorrow.
Exactly. I think they just take things for granted, and they just think it just won't be them. Why? I don't know. Why they think it can never be them.
Well,
wait a minute. Hold up. The thing is, even if you want to play in the snow and be with the snow bunnies, I don't have a problem with it. My thing is, it's just like Monique told him. Why don't you get somebody that you want to love you, do something for you, know how to do things for you, and you sitting up there like he was talking to her like it's a joke or something, talking about what today's day is different. It's not the same. You don't date the same way today as you did then. So you rather risk your career to fool around with an 18 or 19-year-old young lady. Think about your daughter. Would you want some man doing that with your daughter?
But when they say now and then,
I'm not understanding the brain situation here.
Yeah, but when they say now and then, okay, back then you may not have the money, so today you're playing with your money. So like, so what is that? It's a big difference. Maybe nobody.
But see, he said that the reason why he doesn't go for the older women because we are so independent, and you can't tell me what to do because I pay my own bills. This is the words from his mouth, right? That's why he doesn't want to deal with someone that's 50 years old, that's established, because he can't control them. You can control a 21-year-old girl.
Well, evidently, he can't control an 18-year-old because the 18-year-old is suing him for $50 million. So evidently, she's controlling him.
Well, somebody's in her ear because you want to play, like you said, you want to play, you got to play hard.
Play the game,
right? You got to play the game. Okay,
but
so it's not going to work one way. Right, it's not going to work one way. It's going to be reciprocated. Right?
Exactly.
You can't just bring a few dollars here on the table and then brush me to the side and bring the next one in. It's not going to work like that.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, you already seen what have happened to the other men before you.
They don't think
when that happened with Jonathan Majors, with the young lady that he was messing with. I mean, if she chasing you down the street and everything, so that should tell you something back then when they running down the street behind you, and you trying to get away from her and stuff like that. You knew then she was trouble.
Yes, he did.
Because see, we wouldn't have been chasing you down the street. We wouldn't do that.
No, but with him, I always thought there was an issue because he was yelling at her, telling her why you can't be like Michelle Obama and Coretta Scott King. How you telling a white woman to be like a black woman? To me, something ain't clicking here mentally right.
Not just any black woman. Oh my goodness! I was like, listen, that problem didn't start just that day. This been something that's going on.
But see, the other problem with that pisses me off is every time when something like that happened, now they want to come talk with one of us did.
Exactly.
Good. Now they got married. Okay, so why was you doing this before? Like I say, you can talk to whoever you want to, because love, I don't think love comes in like colors and stuff like that. Right. If you meet someone and y'all fall in love with each other, it's okay, but some of them causes trouble. Like,
what do you think about this cancel culture? You see the situation with Jonathan Major. I mean, for all intents and purposes, I don't know if maybe he can bounce back in a couple of years, but man, he was hot. He was hot. He was cooking. I mean, you see him in Creed. He's in the Marvel movies, and then just like that.
Maybe I'm a conspiracy theory, but I thought Cat Williams said any time they make you into that position, part of that contract is you do understand whenever we want to take you down, we can, right?
Yeah, there was a soap opera.
Now look at this. He's sitting up there talking about how famous, how popular Jonathan Majors was. That he had it all, which he did. He had it all. He's getting ready to get his own Marvel thing and everything, and that he allows this to happen. Now here you are talking about him, and then gonna put yourself in the same situation. I mean, what is the problem here?
You just got to be more careful.
I think, and with Tina, right? Girl, got to be more careful. It's the truth. I mean, I don't know what they think. I think that when they get money and they start to hang around a certain group of people, and then you want to be accepted, and I think that they just forget where you came from or what your really agenda is here.
Yeah, but then how you can be that stupid and underestimate her just because she's young? You got some young women out here, 18, 19 to 20. There's some mature women out here. Some of them owning their own business, then built their own empire. You don't be underestimating them. What made you underestimate this young lady just because she has this sex channel or whatever she have that you be messing with her on and stuff like that?
But then they forget too that they got people that's on their side as well to help school them and teach them and guide them to. Listen, we're not taking this. We're not going to just take a back seat and just let this go and then his life just go on and things like that. That's not going to happen either. So it's
right. But what I'm saying, but how this all come up with about them he choking her and she don't like the choke anymore. Well, evidently he was choking her before you liked the choking, so but now you're at a certain point you don't like it anymore. So now something happened. Maybe they got in an argument. I don't know what the whole story was. So now you're gonna say, oh. And then when he offered her $10 million, why you offering her $10 million for?
Because he want her to be quiet. That's what I'm
saying. So don't try to act like you're not guilty, because you wouldn't have offered her a penny.
Well, he don't want it to turn into anything else.
Once he did that gave that lawyer, the one that's helping her to sue him, because that's the one that went after Jay-Z and all of them. Leverage. That gave him the opportunity to say, why are you taking $10 million when you can get much more from him than $10 million?
It's the leverage. They're using leverage. But it's sad. I mean, it's on and on. It's just sad. I'll just put in that thought.
well, 21, but you got to remember, girls 21 back then is not the same as the girls now that's 21. They brain is working and spinning in a different way. And they all about that bag.
Okay, well, let's take a break and come back and talk about their brain, the new brain now.
Hello, this is Marshall Cuellar, and you're watching Keeping It Real with Shannon.
It's Shannon. It's Shannon.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable. The sad reality is fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kitchen now.
We are back with our hot topic show today is the price of Scandal. and we're talking about Shannon Sharp and Jonathan Majors, and we'll get to Weinstein in a minute. But I want to know. I was thinking, like, do you think because they think they have so much money that they just think even if something happened, they can just buy it off or pay somebody off, and people will be quiet? Because people ain't quiet these days.
Absolutely. They think, I always say, like, your problem's not my problem, right? So if I in a situation, you want to pay me off, why should I protect your career? Why should I protect your career? You didn't think about me when the incident was going on and it was having an issue and a problem. So why should I take your money to keep quiet? So now the sad thing about it is that this is happening so often it's just sad. Well, they just need some guidance in terms of, like, we know we even before you get to that stage, you know what's right and wrong, you know what's good and what's bad, you know what's appropriate, what's not appropriate. Why do you put yourself in that predicament once you become?
But then with him, this ain't the first time. But this is not the first time he was sued. You already been sued before,
right?
And lost your job behind that, and here you go again. So why should we feel sorry for you?
I don't feel sorry for him, but you know what? I think that he just has this sexual fantasy thing. Whatever you do in your bedroom is what you do in your bedroom. But then he has to remember the type of person he is and the stature that he is out here. He's a public figure with $1 million contracts. So, I mean, you got to be careful the way you're shaking and moving.
And he was just getting ready. He was just getting ready to get a real, wasn't it like $100 million contract or something that he was getting? And you would risk all $100 million contract he was getting, and you would risk that.
They don't think they're risking it. They don't think they're risking it because they figure they pay it off. They pay somebody, and everything is business as usual. But the thing is, how do you put yourself in this predicament? This is my thing.
But that's what I'm saying, because once something happens to you, right? Even if you settle the case, even this case here, even if they settle the case or whatever, your reputation is still messed up.
You're blackballed in the industry.
And that's not going to pay to restore your reputation.
But the thing is, can he recover?
I mean, I think he'll recover, but I don't think he'll go back to what he was, like to full. Yeah, especially when he was working with ESPN and them. Those fall under Disney with moral clauses and stuff like that. So, and it's just too much going on.
I don't even think he'll recover fully. I don't think he would
Not fully, but he can.
Of this, because by her being so young, which I know he's not the first one messed with the young ones. I know that, but this is really more deeper. I mean, like, even when that happened with Weinstein, with the actresses, suing him now and saying that he raped them and all this kind of stuff. Because even with him, I had a problem with some of this stuff with him going on, right? Because I said, now here you are, an actress. First of all, you all supposed to have agents. So what are you doing at his apartment? You know what I'm saying? Even if what? So why are you at his apartment when your agent should be taking care of whatever business, whatever movie deal you want to get in one of his movies? Why are they not talking to him about you getting in the movie? Why are you?
Harvey Weinstein, the one-time Hollywood mogul turned Me Too villain, is back in court for a retrial in his Manhattan rape case. Now, Weinstein was convicted in 2020, but that conviction was overturned last year by New York's highest court, the Court of Appeals. So he was back in court on Wednesday for opening statements. A jury of 7 women and 5 men, the opposite of the jury that convicted him in 2020, heard from a prosecutor who described the allegations of 3 women. One of them says Harvey Weinstein raped her in 2013, and then 2 other women say that Weinstein forcibly performed oral sex on them in 2006 in separate alleged incidents. Weinstein's lawyer, Arthur Aidala, argued that Weinstein had mutually beneficial relationships, consensual relationships with these 3 women. He said to the jury that in this case, the casting couch is not a crime scene.
I guess it depends on who they're asking, right?
Yeah, I mean, I believe that they went to the room on their own free will. I think what happened was the agent called them and said, hey, Harvey Weinstein wants you to come to his house and, have a meeting and sit down, So when you go over there,
Right, but why would you be going by yourself? Even if your agent called and told you he wanted you to come, wouldn't the agent go with you to his house? I mean,
not
I don't see you going to the house by yourself.
Not necessarily.
The agent is setting it up. Because they done got permission already. They got the okay. So they're giving up. Okay, you call it, your agent's calling you, so it must be okay. It must be safe to go.
But I'm saying when you get there and you see he walking around with a towel on and all this kind of stuff, what do you think he walking around with a towel on for?
Trying to close the deal.
Well, they know what. Yeah, they know exactly what he was trying to do.
That's my point. You know exactly what was going to go down before you went to that apartment. Because all of them was in his movies. They was in his movies. They got paid. They became well known and everything. You didn't say anything about him then. You didn't bother him then. It was only when the young lady brought it up, the one that said she was raped. Now, the first one said he raped her twice. So I'm saying, well, how do you get raped twice? I don't understand that. If you go to somebody's apartment and they rape you, why are you up in there again? You gonna go back to the same apartment where the man had raped you? So you know there's something shaky about this. I'm not saying he ain't a worm or whatever and do stuff he ain't had no business doing, but this is some shady stuff.
Right.
Women, to me, you let men do what you want them to do to you. If you don't want that man touching you or whatever, you're not gonna let that man be touching you or whatever.
But sometime in the industry, if they want to bring people down, other people can come out the woodwork and start paying people for their stories. Start paying people to come up. They might even they got paid ahead of time. I got paid before. It's a game. It's their little secret society within the industry. And if they want to get you and bring you down and blackball you, y'all get there.
Oh, that's what it's going to be. They will. That's how the industry is.
I mean, look. I know some people do whatever it takes for them to make it or get their name out there or whatever. But to me, still, as women, even if you really want to become famous and get out there, there are just some things that you have to keep your morals and your dignity and your integrity. I mean, there's other famous actresses out there and they didn't sleep with nobody to get where they're going. They just had a harder time and had to wait longer to get there. Because because see, when a man touches you, like with me, right? If a man touches you in a place that you don't want to be touched and it's unexpected, the reflex is to slap them or hit them or something, because it's just like a reflex action you do if somebody touch you on your butt or your breast or something like that. It's a response. It's just an immediate response. So if I don't respond, that must mean I must be kind of liking it a little bit then, maybe rub some more,
I mean, every woman is not like that. They're not aggressive. Exactly. There are some women that are timid and would not be slapping them back. For me, I'm the same way. I'm going to hit you over the head with the frying pan. So let me. But there's some women they'll be too scared to do anything.
Right, and that's true. And then they'd be scared to tell someone else, right? The experience and what happened, and because sometimes you don't know if they're being threatened. There's other people around. They have some video. They got some recording. Use them as for blackmail, for other things. So you really never know what really situation they're in at that time.
But the way things are happening now, that's when I look at it now, like this is like a pattern. Because if you always notice, every time this comes up is always at a time when that person they're accusing is either getting something big happening to them or they running for some big time office. And then when they announce something, it's always 10 and 15 or 20 years ago. So like, why are you bringing up something that happened 20 years ago? If you didn't do nothing all of this time before, why wait now until they either running for office or something as big is getting ready to happen to them? Now, all of a sudden, you can bring up what they did to you.
But you have
it's like a pattern to me.
Yeah, but there's a statute limitation to a lot of things. And they bring these women, and not just women, people out of the woodwork, and they start paying them. Well,
that's what I'm saying. The people's getting paid off to come out of the woodwork to do this. That's why I say it's such a pattern that that these women are being paid off to do this.
Well, it's just so weird.
Like I said, the one with Harvey Weinstein. Now, I don't understand what you would be running around his apartment with him for anyway.
But
because he has the power in the industry. That's why.
In the industry, exactly. But in his case, if you notice, when he got convicted, he was all beat down, looking on the shovel, walking on the cane, walking on the wheelchair. And when they overturned it, he was stepping in, walking in there. But then, like
now he's back to moving with the walker. Well, at this point, I'm like, they should just give it up. They should just give it up. Come on.
You're wasting too much time invested in that nonsense.
Well, this is what I'm saying. You know, after a while, it just kind of get tired. It's like now I'm tired of it. You know, it's like because every time they announce, I said, well, how long ago did this happen? And then, this happened like 25 years ago. Like, well, why are we talking about this now?
Exactly.
The people are married, got children, grandkids, and everything. Why do you want to destroy their family now?
They're exposing them.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, look, I think there should be a statute of limitation on this kind of stuff or whatever. Because for someone to have their career destroyed after 25 and 30 years, I don't think so. You know, because what are you getting out of it? Just to destroy the person's reputation or whatever. What do you get out of that? I don't get it. And so the men, if you can't, you know, keep it wrapped up, then you're gonna have to pay the cost, and you have to pay the cost.
Pay to play. That's what they say.
I can't feel sorry for you now. Shannon, I can't. We got the same name, but I can't feel sorry for you now. I mean, please. First of all, you ain't offered me no 10 million, so please get out of here. So
what you willing to do for that 10 million, Lottie? Let me find out.
What the 10 million? Listen.
Find out. You want to be a snow bunny, Lottie?
Yeah.
No, because see, that had been me. You know, I would just told you, look, this is my bank account number. Put some money in there.
He would be right over there.
But it's not too late.
You be looking for her.
I ain't trying to put your reputation in. I wouldn't try to put their reputation in anything. This is my bank account number. This is what you put in there and keep it moving. So that's what they need to start learning how to do. But if the men want to risk their reputation and lose all that money, hey, what you gonna say? So do what you have to do. Keep getting in trouble. Don't expect us to feel sorry for you. You know, because this is your thinking. Go get some counseling. That's what I say. Go get counseling. You need to go get counseling. So hey, so thank you for joining us today. Thank you for watching, and look, watch who you're dating now. Don't forget, watch who you're dating. All right, take care, and we'll see you next time.
Today's show is sponsored by Abu's Bakery. If you have a sweet tooth, stop by Abu's Bakery for some delicious cakes and pies.
Would you like beautiful pictures for your home or your office? Then stop by Faith Art Gallery. They have a large selection of pictures from around the world.
It's Shannon.